Good morning, children. Science lesson we have to say now. The science, we are good. There are three divisions, that is physics, chemistry and biology. So, all together only known as science. I am going to take biology, microorganism. We have studied in the lower classes micro, mega. What is micro? Micro means small. So, we have studied the living things are made up of cells. Cells of animals which are made up of one kind of cell is unicellular. So, they come under microorganism. Unicellular and microorganism both are same only. So, what are the characteristics of these microorganisms? We cannot see them by naked eye. We have to see under microscope only. Moreover, they are prokaryotic organism. They are prokaryotic organism. That means, so every living thing, every cell is covered by either cell wall or cell membrane. Here, there is lack of cell membrane. What are the characteristics of the prokaryotic organism? They don't have lack of means what? Not well developed, not lack also, not well developed cell membrane. Not well developed cell cover, that is outer membrane. Membrane means what? Outer cover of the cells. So, they don't have proper developed cell membrane, and internal thing, that is mitochondria, Golgi bodies, other cell organelles. Cell organelles are absent. So, micro means what I said, very smaller animal. You can see under microscope only, not by the naked eye. They are otherwise known as prokaryotic organisms. So, what are the special characteristics of prokaryotic organism? They don't have, that is not well developed cell membrane outer cover, and their cell organelles are absent. So, every cell they possess some organelle, that is cytoplasm, mitochondria, Golgi bodies, everything. They have only nucleus. Nuclei will be there, not well developed nucleus, that also. Nucleus is very important for all the organisms because they only bring the hereditary characters. Whatever the animal may be, they resemble my parents only, even human beings, plants. From the mango, we are getting mango only. This is because of nucleic acids. The nucleus, we can see the nucleic acid. What are the nucleic acids? That is DNA and RNA. There are two kinds of nucleic acid. One is DNA, other one is RNA. DNA is deoxyribonucleic acid. RNA, ribonucleic acid. This and all I said already, but I don't know what you have studied in 7th. In the 8th standard, we have to see. So, these nucleic acids are very important to bring the hereditary characters. What's the meaning of hereditary? The paramparaiya irukku solluvom paranga. Nammoda parental character nammakitta irukum. So, next generation varumbodhu nammoda characters avangalukku pogum. Idu pola poradhu enna solluvom? Hereditary. That hereditary characters can brought out only by DNA and RNA. In this only what is present? Gene. This is genetic matter. Okay, yeah. So, we say what is microorganism. Then what are the properties? There are two kinds of thing. One is prokaryotic, other one is what? Eukaryotic. What all we said yes, there we have to say no. Here, nucleus not well developed cell membrane. This is the negative la eduthirunga. Well developed cell membrane, cell organelles present, well developed nucleus. Okay, children, let us think over again. We said main points: microorganism, they can be seen under microscope, they are known as prokaryote. So, other thing which can be seen by the naked eye, they are eukaryote. Prokaryote, they don't have proper cell membrane, cell organelles absent, not well developed nucleus. Here, cell wall is present, then cell organelles, all the cell organelles, ribosomes, vacuole, mitochondria, everything is endoplasmic reticulum, lysosomes, all are present there. Well developed nucleus. In the nucleus we have seen two acids, DNA and RNA. So, it is very important because they consist of genetic material gene. Clear? So, under microorganism, we have to study about all the microorganism, that is virus, bacteria, fungi. Okay, yeah, 3 characters. We will see first virus. Virus. Study of virus is known as virology. Study of virus, we have to study about virus. Study of virus is known as virology. Virology is the branch of science that deals about virus only. Virus, they are living characters. So, otherwise virus means, what's the other meaning of virus? Poison. This is, it contains poison, poisonous substances. So, habitat means what? Living place. When we are going for the living place, this virus can be seen all over. That means you can see air, water, and whatever things may be soil. Neenga enge pathinganalu we can see the virus. Virus present all over. So, this virus is otherwise known as, in Latin the meaning of virus is poison. Okay. Study of virus is virology. They cannot be seen naked because I said already it is microorganism. So, virus also contains genetic material, either DNA or RNA. So, what is genetic material? DNA and RNA. So, both cannot present either this or that. So, DNA or RNA, that is known as what I say, genetic material. DNA, deoxyribonucleic acid. Deoxyribonucleic acid. RNA, ribonucleic acid. Clear? There are 2 kinds of nucleic acid. They are the genetic material. Genes are present in that. Clear? So they are both the characters. That is virus. It has living characters as well as non-living characters. இதுதான் நம்ம கன்சிடர் பண்ணவே முடியாது. Living characters இருக்கும், non-living characters இருக்கும். Because it possesses both the character, it is known as intermediate between living organism and non-living organism. What's the intermediate means? Inter, இடையில அர்த்தம். Okay, yeah. Mediate, they play and thing. ரெண்டுக்கும் இடையில இருந்து it creates. So, it possesses both the living characters and non-living characters. So, what are the living characters? We will see now. Living characters. What are the living characters? They respond to stimuli. Respond means what? Badal kodukadu. Suppose if anybody beats you, immediately you show some reaction. That is response. So, the same like viruses, they respond to stimulus. Stimulus means unarchigal. நமக்கு ஏதாவது ஒரு பிரச்சனை அப்படின்னு சொல்லும்போது, suppose if you touch the hot plate, immediately you are taking withdraw your hands from that. That means you feel the hotness. நம்ம எப்படி லிவிங் கேரக்டர்ஸாக இருந்து நம்ம எப்படி அதுக்கெல்லாம் ரெஸ்பாண்ட் பண்ணுறோமோ, the same like virus also responding to living characters, that is they respond to stimulus. Clear? Next, what's the other point? They reproduce. What are the living characters? They respond to stimulus, they reproduce. Okay, a stimulus I said, that is our feelings. If suppose a thorn pricks, immediately you just take down, you feel the pain and you are removing the thorn from the food. The same like that is responding. Reproduction, producing our own kind. This is known as what? Reproduction. So, living has 2 characteristics, response to stimulus and reproduction. This is living characters. And we have to see the non-living characters. They are inactive in open air. They are inactive. Inactive means what? How non-living things are. ஒரு கல் இருக்குது, ஒரு மண் இருக்குது, அதாவது ரியாக்ட் ஆகுமா? The same like open airல இருக்கும்போது they become inactive. So, they crystallized. Crystallized means what? All the viruses joined together and became a structure like. எல்லாம் சேர்ந்து எல்லாம் இந்த கிறிஸ்டல் சால்ட் எல்லாம் பார்த்துருக்கீங்க பாருங்கள், இந்த கல் உப்பு நோமி அதெல்லாம் ஒன்றா சேர்ந்து கும்பல் கேதர் ஆகிருந்தால் எப்படி இருக்கும்? Like that it will be. So, what are the non-living characters? Inactive, crystallized, That's all, only 2 characters. So, I have got a clear idea of virus. It is a microorganism. It cannot be seen by the naked eye. It comes under prokaryotic, and we have seen what are the differences between prokaryotic and eukaryotic. Study of virus is known as virology. Virus, what's the meaning of virus in Latin language? Poison. It contains nucleic acid, either DNA or RNA. They are the genetic material, I said. And we have seen the expansion of DNA and RNA. It is the intermediate between living and non-living. So, living character responds to stimulus and reproduce. Reproduction, I said what it is. Non-living characters, they are inactive and crystallized. This is study of virus. So, what are the things we come under this? First one we have seen virus. Next we have to see bacteria. Next we have to see what I said, bacteria. So, the books are available in the office, as we said already. Better get the books and we will mark the question and answers in next class. Because we cannot write everything on the board. So, we have to mark from the book only. Second, we have to say bacteria. Bacteria also prokaryotic, like virus. Bacteria also what I say? Prokaryotic. Okay, yeah. Study of bacteria is known as, it's a science, bacteriology. Study of bacteria is known as bacteriology. The bacteria that can be seen everywhere, the same like virus. It cannot be seen by the naked eye. It comes under the kingdom of Moneria. It comes under the kingdom of Moneria. Clear? So, plant kingdom can be divided into 5 parts. Adula Moneria oda kingdom la vandu the bacteria varum. So, prokaryotic study of bacteria is known as bacteriology. There are 2 kinds of bacteria, that is aerobic and anaerobic. This and all what you have learnt in 8th standard will be useful till +2 also. Aerobic and anaerobic. On the seeing the name itself we can see aerobic. It uses air. This is without air, absence of air. So, based on the habitat and ability, we can say there are 2 kinds of bacteria, aerobic and anaerobic. The structure of bacteria, it has all the cell organelles. See the structure in page number 181. This is in cylindrical shape, bacteria in cylindrical shape. This is not a clear exact picture diagram. So, fairly we are doing. Okay, yeah, flagellas are there. So, this is outer cover. This is cell wall. This one pili. This is flagella. And here fully cytoplasm. This one is nucleus, nucleoid. So, this is cell wall, I said, outer cover. This one is pili. This is the organ which help the bacteria to attach. That is, we are using legs and stand straight, no, the same leg. These bacteria, they can attach itself by the substratum. The substratum is known as what? That place where it fixes. அதாவது ரொட்டில் என்ன பண்ணுவது அப்படி ஃபிக்ஸ் ஆகி நிற்கும். அது நிற்கிறதுக்கு எது யூஸ் ஆகும்னு சொன்னால் திஸ் பீலி. பீலி இட்ஸ் ஆர்கன் ஆஃப் அட்டாச்மெண்ட். Okay, yeah. This is the cell wall, protects the bacteria from danger. and this is flagella. This is a locomotor organ. Locomotion means what? Moving from one place to another place. How do we move? By using our legs. The same like organism, they have different structures to move on. That is locomotion. Okay, yeah. So these are the parts. Then the other cell organelle, that is nucleus is present. And then ribosomes, Golgi bodies, endoplasmic reticulum. This and all absent in bacteria because it is, what is it? Prokaryotic. Prokaryotic means we said no well developed nucleus, no cell membrane, no proper cell membrane, as well as cell organelles absent. Clear? So based on the activity, we can say aerobic and anaerobic respiration. Based on respiration structure like this only, there are 4 kinds of bacteria based on the shape and structure. Now we have to say shape and structure of bacteria. Based on the shape, we can divide them into 4. Based on the shape, we can divide them into 4. Bacillus, Vibrio, this is Sprilla. So based on the shape, you know, the base, the shape of this is Koki. This is only spherical shape, or round or a ball polar, that is Koki. Then this is Bacillus, cylinder shape. We can see the flagella all over, that is peel is all over. This is Bacillus, and this is the comma shape, comma polar structure, only one flagella means this is Vibrio. Sprill, that is spring and solvom paranga, and the spring shape this is Sprilla. So based on the shape, we can divide the bacteria into 4. That is Koki, I said, Koki, Bacillus, Vibrio, Sprilla. Any doubts? So we have seen flagellas are important organs, that is for locomotion. So based on the shape, we have seen 4 kinds of bacteria. There are 4 kinds. Based on flagella, based on flagella, 5 kinds. Flagella, what I said, it's a locomotory organ. This is the first one, Atrachus. Atrachus means what? Is there any flagella? No flagella. So this is Atrachus. Next one is only one flagella, that is Monotrachus. Mono means one. Then the same structure, it has flagellas on both the sides. So rendu pakkum varundha enna solvudha, Amphitrachus. Then flagella all over. This is peritrichous. And flagellas on the one side only, group of flagellas can be seen on one side. This is Leptotrichus. Lepotrichus. So, based on shape I said 4 kinds. One is cocky, that is spherical shape. Next one is bacillus, cylinder shape. Then comma shape one, that is vibrio, and spring shape one, that is sprilla. So, based on flagella we have to divide them into 5. They are atrichous without flagella, monotrichous only one flagella in one side only, amphitrichous only one flagella on both the sides, peritrichous, that is flagella can be seen all over the cell, and lepotrichous, the group of flagellas can be seen only one side only. So, by regarding respiration, it can be divided into 2, aerobic and anaerobic. Based on shape, it is like this, 4. Based on flagella, it is 5 kinds. Okay, children. So, we have studied about bacteria very clearly. We will go for the next one, fungi. Unless you have the book, you cannot mark the answers. So, take a notebook for science and copy down the answers. Notebooks will be given to you. Based on the food habit, there are 2 kinds. Based on food habit, we can divide the bacteria into 2 kinds. One is photosynthetic bacteria. Photosynthetic, photosynthesis. You have studied from lower classes, plants prepare their own food. On seeing the photo, this is the bacteria prepare its own food. Food by its own. Okay, yeah. Next one is cyanobacteria. They depend on chemicals. They cannot prepare their own food, so depend on chemical like ammonia, etc. Some bacteria, they have symbiotic relationship. Symbiotic. So, they are symbiotic bacteria. That means it gives once to the other organism and they cannot prepare its own food. So, it has to supply something else to the plant and getting the food from that. This is symbiotic bacteria. You can see in the noodles of the form of noodles, the roots of some plants. Other plants, the plants they cannot absorb the nitrogen from the soil. So, these symbiotic bacteria absorbing the nitrogen and giving to the plant. Instead, the plant gives food to the bacteria. So, giving one and getting other is known as what? Mutual relationship. So, this is symbiotic bacteria that can be. There are 3 kinds of bacteria: photosynthetic bacteria, cyanobacteria and symbiotic bacteria. So, we have seen under microorganism, we have seen virus and bacteria. They both belong to prokaryotic. And we have seen what are the characteristics of it. Bacteria we have studied in detail. So, there are 2 kinds of bacteria, aerobic and anaerobic, regarding respiration. And shape number 4 kinds and according to flagella they are 5. By food habit there are 3 kinds of bacteria, that is photosynthetic, cyanobacteria and symbiotic bacteria. Now, we have to go for other one, fungi. Third one we have to see fungi. This is non-green plants. Otherwise, we can see it depends on dead organism. It cannot prepare its own food, it depends on dead organism. So, fungi also eukaryotic. This is fungi is eukaryotic organism. Fungi, what is it? It is eukaryote. So, virus and bacteria prokaryotic, they cannot be seen by the naked eye, as I said, but fungi eukaryotic. Even we can observe some of the flowers become waste. ஏதாவது வேஸ்ட்டாக அந்த மாவெல்லாம் வச்சுருந்தீங்கன்னா கொஞ்ச நாள் கழித்து பார்த்தீங்கன்னா அது மேலே ஒரு லேயர் வளர்ந்தா போல் இருக்கும். தட் இஸ் வி ஆர் சேயிங், தமிழில் சொல்லுவாங்க பூஞ்சை பிடிச்சிருச்சுன்னு சொல்லுவாங்க வீட்டில். ஆக்சுவலி திஸ் இஸ் நாட் தட் இஸ் த ஃபங்கை. தட் இஸ் நான் கிரீன் filamentous eukaryotic. Eukaryotic, I said they have the correct structure, cell wall இருக்கும் அதுக்கு கரெக்டாக ப்ராப்பர் வெல் டெவலப்ட் cell wall. Cell organelles are present. Along with the organelles, all the cell organelles present, well developed nucleus. So, they don't have green filament, so they cannot prepare its own food. It can depend on other organisms for food. Because they are in the dead condition, the mode of food habit is known as saprophytes. Saprophyte means what? They depend on non-living organism for food. Clear? These are the characteristics of fungi. They don't have chlorophyll, I said. That is non-green means what? Lack of chlorophyll. The green color உங்களுக்கு எதால வரும்? chlorophyll ஆல் தான் வரும். There is no chlorophyll, so it is non-green. So they grow in the dark areas also. They may be unicellular or multicellular. Study of fungi is known as mycology. Third one we have seen fungi. Study of fungi is known what? Mycology. So everything on a name. No. Virus, virology I said. Bacteria, bacteriology. And fungi, mycology. They are non-green. So structure we'll see in the other class. They produce the enzymes. This fungi only helps in the fermentation. The bacteria and the bread எல்லாம் சாஃப்டாக இருக்குன்னு சொன்னால் this is because of fermentation. This is some other fungi act on the wheat flour and make them soft. The process is known as what? Fermentation. There are two kinds of fermentation. I said yeast, which is the organism help in the fermentation, yeast. Fungi also almost structure we have seen means it is in the ovoid structure only. We can see the cell organelles here. One outer cover is this is cell membrane. The empty places, the cell or empty place is called the vacuole. Vacuole I said already, that is empty place. Nucleus, well developed nucleus is there. And food granules, because they store the food in their cell, that is food granules. This is the structure of fungi. Fermentation is the process of what? Making of the thing soft by the action of yeast. Yeast is an example of fungi. Now next we have to see algae, that is green plant. So far we have seen non-green, that is virus, bacteria and fungi. Now next class we have to see algae. Algae is a green filament. Let us see in another class.